Welcome back to Kingsburg. I'm doing a two-player game. We're about to begin year 4, or part 7. And so I'm going to zoom down the board and we will get right to it. Okay, so the first thing we do on any year, of course, is we start at number 1. And now it's the player with the least number of buildings is going to get a bonus white die to roll for the spring production phase. And of course we are tied at, I believe, 9 buildings apiece. So to break the tie, we look at resources. The red player has no resources, and the black player has 1 stone. So the bonus white die for the spring production is going to go over to the red player. And that brings us right to the spring production. So we're going to be rolling the dice. So I will zoom out and we'll get to rolling the dice. All right, so rolling dice for spring production year 4. The blocking dice, that is going to be 14 space is blocked, and the number 7. So of course, rolling 2 dice, the odds of getting 7 are highest. We seem to be blocking 7 a lot. Okay, so red this time gets the bonus white die, and I'm going to roll them all together, see what we get. This time 11, 12 for the black player, and we have 11, 13, 14, 15, 16 for red. So black is going to be first in turn order, which they are. And let me zoom down into the board a little bit more, and we will get to assigning the dice to the different people. Okay, so assigning the dice. First up is the black player, and he's going to go right ahead and assign all of his dice to number 12. And now it is over to the red player, and the red player has a total of 16, I believe, yes, 16. And he has a plan. He is actually going to assign it to 16, all of the dice. All right, so now we collect resources. The green and blue dice come off. There's only 2 spaces used up. This time, black gets 2 resources of their choice and a +2 token. So take the +2 token, and he gets 2 resources of his choice. He's actually going to take 2 lumber. Okay, so now he has 2 lumber and a stone. So that is the black player, and the red player with a total of 16 takes the dice off. The bonus die goes away, and for 16 he ends up getting 4 gold for being on the wizard space. All right, pretty good. Okay, so that's the spring production now over, and we're going to go to building buildings. So we're going to go over to black's first player and see what building, if any, he is going to make. Okay, so over we go to the black player's board, and he has 2 lumber and stone, and he really only has 1 choice, and he is going to build a palisade, which costs 2 lumber. So he pays the 2 lumber. He is going to build a palisade. It's not 0 victory points, of course, to build it, but it's going to give him +1 battle, +2 versus zombies. That's the black production. Spring production, let's go over to red and see what they're going to build, if they can build anything. So here we are at the red board. They have 4 gold, and there is nothing they can build because everything needs resources besides gold. So what we're in a stalemate here. The red player cannot build any buildings, so they will not. And we'll go back now to the turn order and see what's coming up next. Alright, so next up after spring production is we go to spot number 3. And now the king, of course, pleased with the player that has the most number of buildings. And this time, black is in the lead with 10 buildings, and red only has 9 buildings. So black is going to get a victory point. So they're going to go from 23 points up to 24. I should mention red has 27, so black is trying to close in on the points. All right, that's the end of number 3, and we're going to go to number 4, which is the summer production, and which will end off this video, part 7, which is the first half of year 4. So, as with each production phase, we need to roll dice, so let's get to it. All right, so summer production, we have to roll the dice, the blocking dice first. This time it is 13 is blocked. This one here, and the 2 blue dice. Surprise, surprise, number 7. Blocked once again. Okay, this time, just going to roll them together again as usual. See what we get. So we have 8, 11 for black, and 12 for red. So again, black going first with 11, and red with 12. Okay, so I'm going to zoom down a little bit, and we are going to allocate the black and red dice. Okay, so black is first in turn order, and number 11, what is he going to do? He can't take the 7 spot, he could take the 8, and I believe he's going to do that. He is going to take the 8 spot, and now over to red, and red is going to use his 12 and his +2 token to go to 14, and that's back to black, who has a 3 left and takes that space. Okay, we're going to get rid of the blue, we're going to get rid of the green, we're going to collect resources. So black player on the 3 is going to get 1 lumber, so we'll do that. And away we go, black player again on the 8 spot is going to receive 2 gold, so we do that. And now we go up to the red player, who is on the 14 spot, which means they're going to give up a victory point, going from 27 down to 26, and they get 3 resources of their choice, and they're going to take 3 stone. Okay, so that is the end of the summer allocation. And before I forget, right now, I'm just going to assign the red and the black player both the +2 token, because they get that because of having the inn. This is the end of every summer. Each year you receive a +2 token. They both have an inn. All right, let's go down to the black player and see which building they are going to build. All right, so the black player is thinking they want to build a specific building, and this is where I couldn't really find in the rules, but I don't believe you must build a building on your turn. I think you may build a building, and I believe that the black player is going to pass and not build a building right now because he wants to save up for something in particular. So he can build, I guess, the stable. That's the only thing he can build. If anyone knows the ruling for sure, let me know, but I think you do not have to build a building if you don't want to. Anyway, so I'm going to actually, you know what? He's going to build the stable. Anyway, he can save up more resources. The stable costs 1 resource each, gold, lumber, and stone. And yeah, let's go ahead and build the stable. It's going to give him an automatic 2 victory points. So black's going to go from 24, tying red now at 26 points. And the stable says you get a +1 guard when you influence an advisor, giving you at least 1 guard. All right, over to the red player and see what they're going to do. All right, so the red player here, he has the King's Envoy, which is going to disappear next turn unless he uses it right now. The unfortunate thing for him is he can, I believe, build nothing. He has no lumber. And he doesn't have enough gold to build the cathedral. I think, yes, I think he can't do that. Oh, hang on. Oh, wait a second. I forgot about the crane. He has the crane. It says you pay 1 less gold when you construct a building from column 3 or 4. The cathedral usually costs 5 gold and 3 stone. But because of the crane, it's only going to cost 4 gold and 3 stone, and that's exactly what the red player has. I knew he was scheming here about something. So he's going to spend all his resources, 4 gold, 3 stone. He is going to buy the cathedral, or sorry, build the cathedral, and that is going to give him an immediate 9 victory points. So he's going from 26 all the way up to 35 victory points, jumping way ahead. And the cathedral says at the end of the game, you score 1 extra victory point for every 2 goods you own. Okay, let's go back to the turn order and wrap up the first half of year 4. All right, so we're wrapping up year 4, and we are now with red player at 35 points. The black player has 26 points, and we're going to be moving over here. The King's Envoy space next time. The red player had the King's Envoy and did not use it throughout the end of year 3 and the beginning of year 4. So it's just going to end up on this spot when we move to turn 5. So you know what? I'm going to do that right now. He's going to just take it because we're finished with the summer phase. And I'm putting the King's Envoy back. Should go back when we move to 5, but I'm going to do that in the last half of year 4, which will be part 8. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Join me next time for part 8 when we finish off year 4. And we have to battle some invading army that is between strength 5 and 7. All right, thanks for watching.